CCF should start not after you're hired, but in the hiring process or the interview process. And the reason I say this is that if a person is not... Hi everyone, I'm John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, and welcome to another Super Motivational Friday with me. I have a question for you. When you start a task, or maybe when you're going for an interview, does someone ever ask you a question like, how important is feedback to you? And do you respond with an answer like, doesn't really matter to me? Let me ask you a question. If you're working on something, wouldn't it be nice if someone actually was able to give you feedback that's useful and allow you to make changes? We call that CCF, Consistent Constructive Feedback, or CCC, Consistent Constructive Criticism. I prefer CCF. CCF should start not after you're hired, but in the hiring process or the interview process. And the reason I say this is that if a person is not going to be adaptable to wanting to receive and give CCF, they're probably not someone you want on their team. Now, consistent constructive feedback is not, oh, that's terrible, or I could have done better, or I don't like that. No, consistent constructive feedback is, I like what's on the paper. I think the colors are great. The font I might want to change as I'm having a hard time making the connection with the rest of the elements on the page. You get the idea? So you're giving somebody feedback. Maybe, let's take it in swimming. Somebody is, let's say, preparing for, let's say, a swim meet. And they jump in, they do the swim, they do their laps. And after the swim, the coach could come up and say, you know what, your swim was real lousy today. Everything was just off. You know, your timing was off. It was just terrible. Instead of saying, you know, Brian, your dives were right on point today. And I felt that you really spent time to make sure that you got off each point very quickly. You touch back and forth. Your stroke started out well. It's just that after you got to the midway of the pool, I noticed that you were like getting a little sloppy. And we probably got to work on why that's happening. Do you have any ideas? Not sure. I know when I get to the middle, I get anxious. Well, that's great. So if you get anxious, just realize that you just need to focus because it's only a little bit more. And if you could think about it as just being a little bit more, then it's going to be over shortly. Because if you blow that middle, you could possibly lose 20 or 30 seconds, and that could drop you 2 places and prevent you from even placing. So you see how I did that? Consistent constructive feedback is all about, I don't want to say stroking the ego, but making the other person feel good and also telling them what they need to change, what they need to alter, right? What do you like about what they're doing? What do you want to change? Now, if you get people in executive management and they're like, you know, they tell you that it's all wrong, or they don't want to receive CCF, what I usually say to them is, well, you know, sir, I understand that, you know, you're always right, and I have a suggestion. May I give it to you? They're either going to say yes or they're going to say no. Remember to be in the same breath as the way you would want to receive it. Sir, I know that you have been president of this company for a long time, and I know that you care a lot about the clients. I was just wondering if you might have ever thought of actually asking them what they think. I think you do a great job, you know, rolling out concepts. I just feel that sometimes where you're going with a lot of these prospective clients is nowhere that they actually intend to be. So if you actually polled them, what I like to say is take their temperature, you might find that they'll be more interested in what you have to say. They're either going to say something like, well, you know, John, that was a great observation. I'm going to try that. Or, you know what? I know what I'm doing and I'm not interested. So you're going to get those people. And the people that don't want your feedback, well, you're eventually going to leave their team or they're going to leave your team. Because no team is a team without consistent constructive feedback. That goes in the workplace, that goes in relationships. friends, volunteerships everywhere. I hope you'll choose to make CCF a part of your life, not only in business, but in your personal life. I can promise you this, it'll make people more interested in you because it'll show them that you truly care. I am John C. Morley, a serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, a pleasure, and an honor to be with you this fantastic Friday. I hope you'll like, love, support the channel, click on the bell notification icon, smash the subscribe button, and this way YouTube will know to show this out to other people that want to get motivated about the success they can have in life. Of course, click on that PayPal button and make the choice to buy my team and I a beverage, a bowl of fruit, or perhaps a savory dessert. Either way, we'll be grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content that, yes, will have consistent, constructive feedback to empower you along the life's changes to reach your goals and aspirations. I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I'll see you in another video real soon. And check out BelieveMeAchieve.com for more great content.